You're watching the Skateboarding Bros Show. Stories from the pioneers of skateboarding about the history and the fun of the sport we love.
So, all right, everybody ready? Okay.
Hey, thanks for sitting in with us on the Skateboarding Bros Show. This is our second season, episode 1. And we would like to introduce Dave Adams, who's going to be sitting in with us as much as he can moving forward. I'm not sure he's that guy. That's him. Dave came to Clearwater SkatePark and showed us all how to skate and embarrassed us all and inspired us all. And then there was this little grom that I called Jimmy for 45 years, and his name's DeGreek, and he's here as well.
Trying to bring back fun. It seemed to got the sports started to get so serious, but I remember back in the day, it was just fun. Even though I was losing my ass or whatever was happening, it was still fun, you know. And that's we want to have fun. So.
Well, you're absolutely right, Phil. That's the thing with John actually, Lucero. When we sit there and talk, I listen to him, Lance Mountain, those guys, and they talk a lot. I listen a little bit more than talk, but he's like, Jimmy, you got to remember, man, we're riding this toy and everybody's kind of fucking getting out of control. You know, this person's buying this base and they're buying this company, blah, blah, and they're forgetting we're riding a toy. It's a toy. We got to have fun with this thing and just remember, riding a toy. And that's all. And I'm like, yeah, I love you, John. You know, never bought, never sold.
Well, that's another guy, fun guy to watch skate, him and Lance. Those guys are fun to watch because they are having fun. And you can skate with people who kill it, and they're mad as hell because they're not pulling something off. It's like, dude, you're skating.
Exactly. And that's why I like watching those guys skate and sitting around listening to those guys talk, because they really have fun with it and talk. I mean, and listen to Steve Olson too. And those guys sit around and talk. I listen to them, but Lance, and they went around it the right way, having fun with it. They got serious, you know, but they didn't forget about it, having fun with it. So absolutely.
You know, the one thing I've noticed in skateboarding over the last how many years is that the networking and the whole between skaters goes on and on and on. And I just think that's just a wonderful thing. It's like civility in a radical sport. And I just love that.
It's honor among thieves.
Oh, absolutely. Right. I mean, you know, you seen it at like Sensation Basin, of course. Back in the day, it was like I guess there was individual like contests, like the footage you've seen or whatever it is. Like, I just remember the whole team was there. Like now it's teams. You're kind of cruising in a van or you get your team together. You don't go to a contest. Oh, the Sean Petty drop in. You know, before it was the whole team was there, man. It's like you had Clearwater SkatePark, this Krypton, you know, they had the whole whatever the teams, but yeah, the camaraderie.
Like, up. Are you kidding me?
Like the camaraderie, you know, you see that because at the like I was saying, I'm sure at Sensation Basin they had a few parties there, right? I mean,
oh yeah, definitely parties. But you're right, it's a camaraderie thing, and it's carried through. Look at this thing doing a Sean Petty drop in, you know. John, what Sean do? 8 boards or so at Rainbow Wave that time?
Yeah, he was
7. But he had a bunch of people holding the boards. There's no one holding the freaking boards. You're a freaking nut.
But like we were saying, at those the other contests, like you're saying, Phil, like at that time, I mean, those guys, you know, we're talking to try to figure it out. You know, Dave, all those guys are like, yo, what's going on? The guys come from California, you're trying to figure it out. Hey, let's go ride up to up north, New Jersey, wherever, and so. And you don't have a place to stay. There's always somebody there, you know. You always run into a skateboarder.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So when this rolls through, we'll talk about exactly how the full circle goes here, because you're right. It's it's such a small world, and you know, we're all sharing the same stoke. But you know, 20 years later, you know, we're riding 20 years later, you know, out riding pools. And actually I got a better one than that.
Yeah.
So, you know, 20 years later, you end up, you know, riding
That's good stuff.
riding pools, and you know, you just never know who's going to show up. So
that was incredible. I couldn't fucking believe that.
so I got
Up there, and George is there. I had no.
So we've got.
I don't even know. I'm sure they did, but couple spliffs burn that cell. But I remember somebody talking. You were out there, Palmer or something, and you were living.
Yeah, so I was actually living at
You were there.
I gotta find the right one. So this was.
That was insane.
There it is. So there's the first time we'd seen each other in, you know, probably 25 years. Random pool session. Jimmy shows up, and you know, look, that was back in my long hair days.
That's good stuff.
But random sesh, and then you know, we've got so Joe Hammock, he caught us on I think this was an emergency tour for you. But the best
one, Yep.
The best one was hang on a second. Let's see if I can get over to.
Yeah, that was with Muma and Chris.
Yeah, fuck. That was, but then, you know, this is what it is, you know, when you come full circle. Hang on. Damn it.
That's
I thought I was unorganized.
That was amazing.
Well, it's not giving me the shit that I want.
I think we should bring Ed back. You screwed it up better than anybody.
So, but if you look at this, here's Dave Adams. There's me and Dave and Jimmy just kind of hanging out, skating pools in another state, but it doesn't matter. It's just, hey, let's get together, go skate some shit.
So let's talk about that for a minute. What year was it that you guys originally met?
77 is what I would think.
Yep.
It was
summer of 77.
Yes.
Summer 77.
Yeah.
We started skating, and you know, we were all ripping a lot, having fun. Things kind of drifted apart in the early 80s, especially for me, because I went off to school and then I fucking went to Europe. I was gone to Europe till, you know, the early 90s. So I missed out on all of the fucking United States stuff, I guess. So Dave was still there, and Jimmy was still in the US, and I guess still having their fun.
Yeah.
But
Well, hey man, I got something to say about that weekend. So GBM calls me up and says, hey bro, you got a plane ticket to Albuquerque on this date. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, man, I need you out here. He goes, you need to get out here. And I said, all right, well, let me talk to the, you know, woman. My kids were young. It was still pretty, you know, it was a handful for her, but she said, go skate for the weekend. And I tell you what, man, the weekend I could write a book about just that weekend. It was just crazy. Getting off the plane, right to the top of Indian School, getting all my pads on, and George looking down and said, you can wear all that shit, but my advice is don't fall. Don't fall. And whatever you do, don't think you can run up the wall and jump out the top and try and run it out, because you're going way too fast and you'll end up full of cactus. Okay? That sunk in right away. Don't ever try that. Fall down here, not up there.
Trust you're a skateboarder. Trust that.
Trust that. You know what? I never had one wipeout in a ditch all weekend. I did bust up in this pool though, pretty good. I swell bowed my elbow a little.
There's a lot of ditches that weekend.
Holy cow, man! That was just.
So George, is this that pool that was up above the grocery store?
Yeah, this is Lee's pool. It's off the tramway.
Yeah.
Right hand kidney with cool deck. Fucking, it was
Fucker.
Badass.
Yep.
Was badass.
It was kind of sketchy, wasn't it, George? I think
it was a permission, but the son lived there. It was some weird. It was a weird permission. It got blown out after a while, but we got plenty of sessions there.
remember Matt Dyke was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I do
remember you guys. I skated this a bunch. I dug the hell out of this boy. It's only about 5 miles from my house.
Yeah.
And me and Palmer would get there and enjoy that. Palmer, trying to remember. It was me. I fucking tore my meniscus there. Freaking, I actually made it over the death box finally, but I jumped off. And what's the worst thing you can do on a make is try to jump off. So I jumped off and landed on my board, did the splits, tore my meniscus. So, but anyway, this is true full circle. And it was just like, hey, let's go skate. Same thing, as it always is. Nothing really different about it. And 30 years later.
Look at the lineup still. Like we're in the same position as the quarter pipe. It's like, yeah, fucking, what do you guys want? You want some? Oh man, that's good shit, man. I don't know. Got lucky, man. It was like a 6-year-old kid, and they had a skate park up the street, man. I stayed back in the 3rd grade. I went there like every day, man. From going there, it was so fun. It was like a mile up the street, and just good times, man. As a 7-year, I recall some of it. I recall some of the big contests and things like that, and I couldn't stay till the end, but party started getting too gnarly for little Jimmy. So I went home with my mom, my dad got to stay and all that good shit. I was like, God damn it. They're probably like, one day you'll get there.
So I'm sure you guys have some stories about Jimmy's dad.
I'm just gonna say, your parents supported this, and he was. He was definitely enjoyed the camaraderie at the park, we'll say. But
that's my dad. My dad, he likes that. I mean, my dad's definitely, he's not like a heavy sports guy. Not that skateboarding is a sport or anything like that, but like he supported me, 100%, of course, and my mom, she brought me everywhere. My dad's working, but yeah, I'm sure they did. There was good times there. Those guys showed up. I remember that time at the park. The military guys showed up, man. These guys, yeah, come on, man, sit in the front, little dude. You sit here in the front. I kept my helmet on. These guys are in the back, they're drinking. They like stickered somebody's car, like totally the whole entire thing. I'm like a little kid tracker stickers probably everywhere, and I'm looking, I'm like, holy shit, this is kind of crazy. And these guys show up and riding a big $2.25 truck in the field right there, going through, and they're going crazy and shit. Oh man, that's good stuff.
Hey, Jim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I like watching you skate because of your unpredictability. And I think of Burnquist and Frazier. And then I think Dave Adams, I think Kelly Lynn. Who do you like to watch skate?
Who do I like to watch skate? Right now, I enjoy watching Grant Taylor skate. It's a fun one to watch. I love watching the vert guys too. Just to answer the question, I kind of like the versatility of the guys just ride and kind of everything. Just the board they'll ride on the street, they'll adapt to that. They'll get into the transition and adapt to that. Pedro Delfino, young cat, Florida, Pedro. But I love watching the older guys skate though too. It's crazy because like when I at the combi contest and things like this, we talk about it like these guys ain't doing fucking kick flip, fucking mute grabs and all this other bullshit. They're just riding the board the way it's meant to ride. They'll do an air and hand plan, and it's fucking sick. But the lines are so good. It's not like whoa, you're out of control. The line is really they're really good to see. Rock sliders, really smooth. Everything's really is good to watch. So I love watching, you know, George, Dave, these guys, and the Masters contests, because the lines are perfect. I mean, it's like the other kids are fucking. Then you hey, I got it for you, Jeff. You know, they're not using the fucking corner, it's going back and forth.
Yeah,
So
it's fun. It's
but like
fun
that, Ed,
shit.
that's what I like. I
Well,
enjoy watching other guys there too, man. I mean, that's it's like I said, it's
Choosing
I
your
love
line.
I think it's fun watching a 12-foot ollie. I mean, but if you got to do 3 walls to set that up, maybe not so cool.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Do the 12-foot ollie out of a 16-foot grind, you know?
There come on, give us something.
Have you done the mega ramp?
They are amazing.
No, I never jumped that. When I was about to, speaking of Benji, we did a demo in Alaska and I broke my leg actually, so I was out for a little bit. And that was kind of when I wanted to go jump it. Then after that, I didn't jump it. I was like, fuck it. I wanted to try to hit the loop. I was over at Bob's and went down the, you guys, you went down, George, right? I mean, down the quarter pipe. Have you been out to Bob's and do?
No, I've never been to Bob's. I know what you're talking about. I know
yeah. Yep.
I know the loop.
You did it?
I know it. No, I wouldn't do it. Fuck no.
I don't want to get broken. on a skateboard.
Oh man, what is it? Hackett got it. I
If
think.
Hackett can do it, if Hackett
Gene
can do it.
Simmons, fucking Paul Stanley going through the loop, dude.
Fucking survival through that thing, man. I'll tell you what. The one year they had it at skate park in Tampa, and I didn't do it. It was funny. I went up and helped a buddy of mine. He needed help. He does artificial turf fields, and he did an indoor arena football field, and they were doing logos on the field. So I missed that weekend when Schaefer did the boom.
Yeah.
I missed that weekend, and that was a time I probably would have tried to loop for sure. I mean, it's guaranteed. I mean, it was right there.
Yeah, spatial disorientation will get you.
This has been season 2, episode 1 of the Skateboarding Bros Show. Like, follow, share, comment, tell us we're crazy, or tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll consider it. So thank you, Jimmy, Marcus, Dave Adams, Tim, Mott, George McClellan, and Phil Kiokio, and appreciate you guys coming. Thank you very much. You're watching the Skateboarding Bros Show. Stories from the pioneers of skateboarding about the history and the fun of the sport we love.